Everybody, and welcome to another teacher talk session tonight. Tonight we are having another educator from different part of the world. Tonight we are having a really special teacher from Turkey, and he is, I think, an art and science center English teacher, Selçuk Gürlekoğlu from Manisa. When he comes, we are going to start our live session with him, and we have lots of topics to talk with him. And I'm waiting for him to join the live session, and after that we're gonna start talking lots of different topics with him. And we are waiting for Selçuk Hocam to join us to the session. Waiting for him to join. Yes, I think he's here. Let me accept his request. Okay, I think here you are. Yes,
Can you
that's
see
good.
me?
Okay, it's great to see you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, everything is perfect.
Okay,
Hello again.
great. I can hear you clearly and see you very clearly. Okay, so before starting it, I would like to say thank you very much, Selçuk Hocam, for accepting my invitation to Teacher Talks and being our guest for 232nd session of Teacher Talks tonight. It's a great honor to have you here.
You know, you are always welcome. Whenever you call, I'm there.
Thank you. It's great to know it's Selçuk Hocam. Okay, so I know that you are a very, very busy person and you have lots of things to do, and I don't want to take you from lots of your time. So if you're ready, we can start, can we?
Yeah, I'm ready. And I want to say that all
Okay.
teachers are always busy. I know. You know, I know.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. So I know about this, Selçuk Hocam, but maybe our audiences would like to know about this. So can you tell us about yourself, please, and a bit about your experiences too?
Okay. At the beginning, I want to say hello to everyone who is watching us on the screens now. If they know me or not, I'm Selçuk Gürlekoğlu. I have been an English teacher for 19 years. And for the last 9 years, I have been working with gifted and talented students at the Manisa Science and Art Center. A minor detail, but I'm from Adana, I'm married and have 3 children.
Okay, it's great to hear that. Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, Selçuk Hocam. Okay, so what I'm gonna ask you next is about your past, Hocam. So what was or were your turning point or points, but in your own education?
Indeed, the biggest turning point was definitely in high school for me. Back then, you remember, I was in the science section. We had, maybe you remember, sayısalcı, sözelci, eşit ağırlık, or science, Turkish and maths, and social sciences and language departments. I was in the science department at the beginning, in the second class, second year of high school, because my father wanted me to become a civil engineer. But I wasn't happy at all. My real dream was to become an ambassador and represent my country abroad. I was fascinated by international relations and different cultures. And so in my final year, I made this sudden and bold decision to follow my passion and switch to the language section. That choice changed my entire life path, leading me to English language and literature department, and eventually to becoming the teacher I am today.
It's great to hear that. So thanks to that department that brought you here, and great. It was a great turning point, I think, to hear it.
At the last moment, I changed my whole life.
Before graduating, you decided to change your change your career. That's nice. Great. Okay, thank you very much for sharing your turning point with us, Hocam. All right. So, you just mentioned that you've been teaching for 19 years, and I'm sure that in this period or in your career, you have tried different techniques, different strategies, and different methodologies in your lessons with your students, and you apply them in your lessons, of course. And I'm sure that you have a kind of a philosophy of teaching. So what is it? What is your philosophy of teaching, Hocam?
Hard question, and indeed hard to summarize it, but because 19 years, at the beginning it was different, in the middle it was different, nowadays after Science and Arts Center, it's completely different. But
I
if
see.
I have to summarize, my philosophy is simple. I see English as a tool, not a goal. It is the lingua franca of the world, a key for science, growth, and culture. I often use this metaphor. I believe that teachers at state or private schools, build a car for the students and give it to them, for example, and you provide the engine and the parts to the students. My job at BITSEM is to take that car and lead the students on a journey to infinite horizons. We use English as our vehicle to explore the world and discover new ideas together.
Uh-huh. That's a great point for your students to give them. Not directly, okay, here is the car, use it, instead of saying that, okay, here's the car and try it and find the problems and fix it and go with it and see what's gonna happen and try it. So great. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's a good example to give the students. All right. So,
Because
you
my
know,
students are indeed your students also. We have some common students with you and your friends at your schools, and you teach English very well. And here with us, we use it for science and culture and other things. Our main focus is different from you. You are trying to teaching. We try to help them to do something different with their English, with their tool.
I see. That's a nice point to do it. Okay. Thank you, Hocam. So, and what I'm gonna ask you that about again is about you, but you know that teachers or educators, let's say, we have lots of stories. Sometimes we have bad stories, sometimes we have good stories, and sometimes we have failed ones, and of course we have some success stories. We would like to hear, if you would like to tell us, of course, some one or two success stories of yours, but we want exactly something inspirational to us, if you have, of course.
I don't know if it is inspirational. It's inspirational, but it is important for me, at least. And it is a great success for me because I was working in a state school before, 9 years ago. And when I heard that there will be a new Science and Arts Center in Turgutlu, I was working in Turgutlu, Manisa Turgutlu, and they said, we are looking for hardworking students for this new center, Science and Arts Center.
Uh-huh.
And you will work with high IQ level students. They will be different students, and you will teach them something different, completely different out of curriculum. If you want to work with us, they called us, they announced, there was an announcement in Turgutlu. And most of my friends said, no, we can't work with these children. Maybe they have some problems because they have higher IQ levels. We can cope with them. My friends said that. But I said, I can do it. I love these kind of students. And I applied. And I went through a very competitive interview process with a committee from Ministry of National Education coming from Ankara to Manisa. They asked me, the choosers came directly from Ankara, from the ministry center, and they asked me about my experience and my ideas for teaching gifted students. And I told them everything I did till that time. And they said, oh, okay, you are the one we are looking for. I was so proud to receive the highest score among the candidates, which led to my appointment at the Manisa Science and Arts Center.
Wow.
I think it was a great feeling to see that my passion for education was recognized by such a high-level committee. I think this is a success for me.
But that's a great success to hear it. And by the way, you deserve it. I know that you're really, you were doing lots of things. You are a successful teacher, and I know that. And it's great, I mean, the students. I'm sure that the students are really lucky to have you there. That's what I'm thinking about you. Sayın Hocam.
We love each
Okay.
other very much with my students.
Wonderful to hear that. Great. Thank you. And Selçuk Hocam, we know that you are working at Science and Arts Center right now in Manisa.
Yeah.
But, you know, the people, they always talk about it and we know it and you are doing lots of things. But I want to ask you something about this Science and Arts Centers. You know, what makes different Science and Arts Centers than other schools? Why should students go there? Or as an educator or teachers, what kind of things you provide to students?
Okay. Indeed, we are a state school, like others. Definitely not a course or a study etude center. The biggest difference is the environment of freedom. We are free. In Bilsems, we don't have the pressure of exams or a strict curriculum. But more importantly, our classes have very few students. As we know, the best way to learn is through one-on-one interaction. In Bilsem, classes never exceed 7 students. Even in private schools, it can be 20, 25. But in Bilsems, in all Bilsems, never exceeds 7 students. Usually we have only 4 or 5 students, sometimes missing students, you know. This makes every meeting feel like a private lesson. Because of this, I don't even call them lessons. I call them sessions. In a typical lesson, a teacher talks and students listen, or sometimes you do some activities. But in our sessions, we discuss, we debate, and we talk to each other. It's a place where we focus on developing potential and creativity through conversation and research.
I see. That's the difference about it. Okay, it makes difference from other. All right. So, and I'm gonna ask you again a question about the Science and Art Centers. Like, what are the pros and cons of these centers for the students?
Indeed, there are both great advantages and some real challenges. The pros are wonderful. Students find a place of intellectual and artistic freedom because, you know, we have general intelligence department, art department, and music department. So, for example, in our art departments, we provide unlimited time and resources for our students.
Oh, I see.
Everything is free for art students. Their canvas, their paintings, their brush, everything is provided by us. So it's free. I think it's important because while they're learning for the first time, they use many materials and we give them all for art students. And about our music students, they can use the workshops and studios and or all music instruments. They can choose it and we provide for them. Everything is in our workshops is designed for them to grow and work freely. Also, they get to be with peers who think and feel like them, which makes them feel they belong. They have friends like themselves. And about cons, they are mostly about the schedule and energy. On weekdays, our students come to Bilsem from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the evenings after school. For 4 hours of study, after spending a full day at their regular school, they often arrive very tired. Sometimes it can be difficult for them to stay focused after such a long day. So as teachers, they have to, sometimes, but what is being gifted students is, I think, having higher energy levels. They have a lot of energy in it. Normal students can't achieve such success, I think, in our center. So they can do it, but sometimes they are very tired. And
that's normal, I think.
Yeah. Sometimes it can be difficult for them to stay focused after such a long day. So as teachers, we work hard to keep the sessions exciting and full of energy for them.
Full of energy for them. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing these ideas about Science and Art Center here. So we have lots of ideas now. All right. So what I'm gonna ask you that it's about again it's something educational, Selçuk hocam. So far I have had a sessions with lots of educators from different part of the world, and when we come to the education, the topic education, so they all had an idea. Some of them had some, the negative ideas about their educational system, and some of them are positive, and vice versa. We can say that. But in our country, we have also, lots of ideas about our education system. Some parts we like it, some parts we don't like it, and we are still, searching for some better things about the education. That. So what I'm gonna ask you is like if you had a chance to change, the one thing in Turkish education system, what would you change and why? Hard question.
Mm, very hard question, and indeed, uh, always my students say, "I wish all schools could be like Bilsem." So maybe
Ah,
we should apply Bilsem's style or Bilsem's curriculum or the way of teaching or the way of classrooms, workshops. We should apply this system to state schools. And indeed, all our friends says, I watched your interviews with others. They said they would definitely change the exam-centered system. It's the same for me too. For example, right now, a student's success often depends on a single test score, LGS
yeah.
or others, whatever their names. I would replace this with a process-oriented system. Indeed, BILSAMs are dependent on this system, process-oriented system, that values creativity, critical thinking, and social skills. I believe education should measure how much a student discovers and grows over time, not just how many questions they can answer in a few hours. We should focus on raising thinkers, not just test takers.
I see. That's a good point. Thank you for sharing it with us, Hojam. Thank you. And I hope that your ideas will come, the true and then like the reality soon.
My students like our system. Maybe they will come the effective positions in the future, and they will change our whole system.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
can. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Selçuk Hocam.
You're welcome.
Every year before starting actually new year, we set some goals. The people set some goals though for themselves. Okay, this year I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this or other. So what about you? What is your biggest goal for this year?
Indeed, we prepare students every year, especially high school students. Our students come from, Manisa Science High School, Manisa Fen Lisesi, from İzmir Fen Lisesi, İzmir Science School. So we prepare them for competitions like Technofest, TÜBİTAK competitions. So this year we are preparing two projects with my students. The first project is a card game for Technofest, and it's
Ah,
interesting card game. Its name is 50 in 100. Can you guess its subject? 50 in 100. It's indeed very different. It focuses on 50 important Turkish scientists born in the last 100 years of our republic. 50
oh,
scientists during our republic time, because we always give examples to students about Einstein, Isaac Newton. Okay, but many Turks in 100 years during republic
yeah.
time achieved a lot of things. For example, do you know who invented 5G? 5G, 4G. It's a Turk. He works
Ah,
in Bilkent University, Erdal Arıkan. Think about it. 5G is a very important technology, and its inventor is a Turk. But
wow.
how many of us know it? And I don't know. We should tell them.
Actually,
Many,
I didn't know it until now. Right now
yeah.
I know.
I want to repeat it. Erdal Arıkan, the inventor of 5G, and everyone in China, Huawei, congratulated him with big ceremonies, but in Turkey, I don't know, I haven't seen anything about him.
You are
And
right.
we want to prepare something for them, to honor them at least, because many Turks are doing great things abroad. Not only Nobel Prize winners, but we have many Turkish scientists are all around the world, all in America, in England, in Germany, especially in Germany. We should tell these things, these people to our students, I think. It's very important.
I got it.
And the second one is, it's interesting too, the second one is TÜBİTAK Polar Research Project. We want to go to South Pole. TÜBİTAK takes students with a good project. So we want to go, at least my students want to go to South Pole with this project. We have an interesting project. It is about piezoelectric heating technology. Piezoelectric is indeed a simple technology, but we want to something with it, and we want to use it to heat researchers in South Pole or cold places.
I see. Interesting. Yeah. Really interesting one. That's also, the idea is also really interesting, and I hope you can make it.
Say inshallah.
Inshallah, I hope.
I hope so.
Okay, so let's move to another question, Selçuk Hocam. Thank you very much for the idea. You know that before starting this job, I'm sure that every teacher, you know, that has a kind of a classroom style in their mind. You know, okay, my classroom is going to be like this, or my classroom is going to be like that. They all have a kind of a dream classroom in their mind. But of course, when they go to the classroom, sometimes the reality is not like that. It's really totally different. But when you think about yourself, okay, Selçuk Hocam, if you could design your dream classroom with unlimited resources, what would it look like?
Okay, you are very generous with the unlimited resources. Great,
yeah,
thank you.
For education, no limit.
I wish that was the reality in Turkey. I wish. Thank you. My dream classroom is a discovery hub indeed. What I mean, it doesn't have all desks. Instead, it has very comfortable chairs for us to sit and talk. There are big screens to talk to people from all over the world, maybe. And also, we have in Bilsen, we have VR headsets. Our students in physics classroom, they used to see some experiments. They go to space with VR headsets. Maybe it can be useful for English learning. They can see or watch something and listen at the same time. It can be useful. And with VR headsets, students can visit other countries virtually and practice English. And then the last one, it is very important. I think I said they are tired sometimes. Most important, there is a small corner with a coffee machine and herbal teas for me and my students.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
And I want everyone to feel relaxed and peaceful, just like at home. When students are comfortable, they learn much better, I think.
That's great. I'm sure that they will. And that's really nice classroom. I wish I could have a chance to study that classroom. Great. You know, Selçuk Hocam, in our daily life, we use, especially when we write text messages or emails, or I don't know, when we make a comment to under a kind of a photo or video on Instagram or on Facebook, we use emojis. Every day we use them, and they are very popular among the people. So my question is about the emojis. If you were an emoji as a teacher, let's say today, which one would you be and why? Hot one.
I think I would be this.
The
thinking face. No, it's like the thinking face.
It treats you.
Yeah, because always I want to be the thinking man in the classroom and with my students, of course. In my sessions, I always encourage my students to question everything. I don't want them to just memorize facts. I want them to think deeply and ask why. So this is the right emoji for me and for my students, I think.
It's great. Yeah, the thinking face. Great.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. You know, Selçuk hocam, when we are in the classroom, let's say, lots of moments that happen there, and we face a lot of things there. And of course, some moments makes us sad, some moments makes us excited, and some moments makes us, of course, angry, but some of them makes us smile. What classroom moment always makes you smile?
Smile.
Yeah.
Ah. Hmm. Interesting question. And I think it must be related with my students, with some students. It is always smiles me. The aha moment always makes me
Aha.
smile. Yeah, aha moment. It is the moment when a student's eyes light up because they finally understand a difficult idea. Because we sometimes talk with students about Einstein's general relativity, about other things, physics, history, geography, many things, because we are not bound with a curriculum. So we talk about everything. They ask questions and try to find the answers. And if it is a difficult question and we find the answer and they understand, it is the aha moment, and it makes me very happy, because Bill Sams once called as children's university,
I see.
elementary
Yeah,
school,
I know. I
but
heard
it's
it.
it's it's it's the way of thinking is like university students. So aha moments are very important, I think.
That makes you
And the
smile.
other one is sometimes students say, "Teacher, I had so much fun today. See you next week." So this is very important for us, because students don't have to come to our center, because they are not obliged to come. They earn the right, but in Turkey, only you are obliged to go to your own school, state school. But we
Yeah,
are extra. But when they say, "See you next week," we are very happy. This is very important for us.
that's a nice moment to make you
Yeah.
smile and happy. Great. Thank you very much. Thank you, Selçuk hocam, for sharing this with us. You know, and when you think about all the education period from the past and now and maybe the future, and the students' needs and the things that they want, they have changed a lot, until these days. So my question is, what do students need more of right now that the curricula or the system don't always provide them?
Hmm. Indeed, what they really need is experience and real world skills, I think. Real world skills. Not something in the books, not only maybe related with 50 years, 100 years ago, they can be skills, but nowadays they are useless. We should encourage them to participate in more projects like e-evening. E-evening is a very good way of learning, I think, about
Exactly.
other cultures. Erasmus, of course. TÜBİTAK projects are very interesting and scientific. You learn scientific method. And nowadays, Technofest. We prepare many projects about Technofest, and really it works. You design something from scratch to the product. So Technofest is very important, and I see every school trying to prepare something for TÜBİTAK Technofest. TÜBİTAK 4006 or 4006 is a very good way of searching and making it for all students. And
I see.
in these programs, students learn how to solve real problems, use technology, and work with people from different cities or countries. This is how they adapt to changing world, I think. We
Hmm.
need more projects, e-tuning, more Erasmus, these kind of things.
I see. I see. Thank you. Do we need them? Of course, we need them. That's really important to gain an experience about a real life experience, of course.
Yeah.
I think that we kind of a lack of real life experience. So that's why we need that. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Selçuk Hocam. Teachers to talk a lot. Actually, we love talking, and we say lots of things every time, and we cannot stop ourselves. We can't stop actually when we go into the classroom. We always something push us to talk, to say something. So, but we say lots of sentences in the classroom. My question is, what is the most common sentence you say in class? I'm sure that there are lots of sentences you say to your students, to other teachers, something like that. But when you think about the classroom, what are your common sentences?
Yeah, indeed. Of course, we are not saying "shut up." We don't need these kind of things.
No, shut up.
Sit down. Will you? Because we have only 4 or 5 students, and we always talk. And our students are gifted students, so they know, they have many ideas about many things. They have interesting knowledge. They have interesting knowledge, full knowledge about dinosaurs, for example. All kinds of dinosaurs they can count, pterodactyl or these kind of things. And so I always say, if they say something interesting, why do you think so? My word phrase is this. Why do you think so? Where did you learn this? How did you get this idea? And this is, I think, my
Your
phrase.
common sentences, I see you use
Yeah.
it. The why, great.
Yeah.
That sentences are really, the make them think, definitely, about their answers. Okay, good. Thank you very much, hocam. Thank you very much. Okay,
You're welcome.
Selçuk hocam, after, every year, lots of students, you teach lots of students every year, and, they come and then they go other schools or they graduate, I don't know, or they leave. But when you think about the students that I have taught so far, what do you hope them remember about you years later?
Mm. I think I want my students to remember me as a teacher who taught them how to think, not what to think. That's enough for me, because I think if I could break their prejudices against different cultures and beliefs, it's enough for me. I want them to be open-minded, and I want to be inspiration for them. So maybe they can. I hope they will remember as what prejudice breaker. I hope
Mm-hmm.
they can remember me like this.
Wonderful. It's a good thing to make your students to remember about you, the prejudice breaker. Great. Very nice one. Okay. You know, I just read that that we as teachers they love talking, they love asking lots of questions to each other. I don't know, something like that. But when you think about the teachers around of you, or maybe the other teachers, when we ask questions, we ask different questions, of course. But what question do you wish teachers ask each other more often?
At school, in the teacher's class, in teacher's room, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. In this time, life is very different. We don't talk about exams or other things. And I wait, what I hope from my friends is this, indeed, in a sentence, just in a sentence, in a nutshell, what new thing did you learn this week from your students or by yourself? What did you put your knowledge, information chest, treasury? So it is important. Teachers should continue to learn from each other, maybe from their students, because time is changing and sometimes students know better than us about
I
some fields. So it's important, I think.
I got it. Got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Selçuk hocam. You know, before starting your career as a teacher, I'm sure that when I ask the teachers these questions, they all have different jobs before starting this career. Okay, so they're planning different things, but in the end, they become a teacher and they go classrooms and they start teaching over there. So when you think about yourself, I'm sure you had different jobs in your mind before becoming a language teacher. If you weren't working in education, what completely different job would you try?
Indeed, as I said before, in during high school, I wanted to be an ambassador. But
Yeah.
now I want to be a culture ambassador, and
Uh,
maybe I would be a tour guide. My dream nowadays is being a tour guide. I love history. I love sharing stories with people. My dream would be to explain the Roman Empire to the Pantheon and the Colosseum in Rome to Turkish tourists, maybe, or to foreign tourists. We have Ephesus, Izmir. I would love to help them to learn our culture and others' culture to Turkish people, maybe. Tourist guide. I
it's
would love to be a tourist guide.
wonderful. Actually, that's really fun also to to see lots of historical places and to the giving lots of details about the tourists and other people. That's kind sounds fun actually. Nice job. All right. Thank you very much. Selçuk hocam, you know that successful when you think about successful people, they always follow other successful people. They take themselves as a role model and they try to follow their path because there's a great role model or there's a great inspired ones for us. When you think about yourself, do you have a role model or do you have anyone that inspires you about your jobs or life?
Indeed, my role model isn't a famous person. He is my university professor, Kamil Aydın, who taught me criticism. It was a lesson for me at the university. And he always told us that a true intellectual should be a specialist in one field, but
Uh-huh.
also have knowledge in many other areas. So you should be professional in one field, your profession, your job, but also you have to have knowledge in many other about music, art, history, technology, all physics, chemistry, for example. We are English, we are deal with always English, but we should be curious about other fields. So I have never forgotten this, and I always give the same advice to my students. I tell them, be an intellectual and cultured person. If you do that, success will naturally follow in life. That's my
I see.
perspective.
That's really great suggestions to the students. Thank you very much for sharing it with us, Selçuk hocam. The time flies, and we cannot guess what's gonna happen in the future. Actually, we don't know. We can just guess or make some predictions about it. But when you think about yourself, Selçuk hocam, after 10 or 15 years later, will you still be teacher over there, or will you try other things?
Indeed, we can try because it's early yet. We have a lot of time to be retired, to be a retired person. But I want to work in science high schools. For example, Manisa Fen High School, or I wish I could work in Bornova Anatolian High School.
I
I would love
see.
to work there after Manisa Science and Arts Center. My planning is in not 10 years later, but in 10 years, I hope I will be
I see.
there in one of them.
Wonderful. I hope, inshallah, you will have your dream.
Thank you. Thank you for your inshallah.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. You know that in our life, we face lots of challenging moments, and sometimes we try to deal with them. But of course, we can't make it all of them. We cannot deal it or we cannot solve them. And when we cannot find any solutions to find out the problem or solve the problem, sometimes we say on our own, "Oh, I wish I could have a kind of a superpower so I could easily fix it or solve it them." So when you think about this, about the superpower part, of course, in your classroom, all right? So if you could have one superpower to use it in the classroom, what would it be and how would it help you?
As a teacher, I think I would choose the power to read my students' minds.
I see.
This would help me understand their true state in the classroom, whether they are motivated enough or if they are feeling bored or tired. More importantly, it would allow me to discover the brilliant ideas they have in their minds, because sometimes they are shy and can't explain their feelings or maybe bright ideas. So I would love to know. I wish I could read their minds. It could be useful.
That uh, that's a good superpower to use it. But of course, you can read their mind, but please don't read everything in their mind, okay?
Yeah, yeah, you
There
are
should
right.
be limits.
Just useful parts
Okay.
for me. Whatever I
Okay,
need.
good. Okay, whatever you need. Wonderful.
Privacy is important. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. But think that Selçuk Hocam, we finish our interview when you step outside your home and find a lottery tickets that ends up winning $100 million, which is a huge amount of money for us. What would you do? But please be honest, okay? Tell everything you.
I would ask, should I be honest? Yeah, I think I should be honest.
Definitely, yeah.
I would resign from being a civil servant immediately. I would quit being a civil servant. You know, teachers are civil servants. We are taking money
Exactly.
from state. So I would quit immediately, and maybe I trust myself. I would dedicate half of the money to philanthropy, helping other people. Because $50 million, I wish I could have and help others. It's important. We shouldn't be so selfish. And the other half, I would use it to buy a boat and go on a world tour with my family.
Wow.
Uh,
Wow.
I, I would travel to everywhere, from North Pole to the South Pole, and from the Great Sahara to Australia, everywhere, every corner of the world. 50 million is enough,
Wonderful.
I think.
That's really enough. I'm sure that it's gonna be enough. $50 million is, the huge amount. All right, thank you very much for to share your dreams with us here.
Thank you for
Okay,
$100 million. At least
uh,
I could dream something. Only
that's
in our
why
dreams.
I asked the question to make you to make you think or to dream about your dreams.
I was very happy for 10 minutes, 10 seconds.
Great. Okay, thank you, Ajam. So time flies, and now I'm gonna ask you my last question. Ready for it? And the
Yeah,
hardest.
yeah, yeah.
What is your motto?
I have three mottos, but interconnected. Can I explain it? It's a little bit
Of
long.
course. Sure, take your time.
My primary motto comes from the poster of the third Matrix movie. Have you watched it?
Ah,
Matrix movie. It said
sure.
on the poster, it said, everything that has a beginning has an end. And
Exactly.
this phrase provides me with a sense of balance. How? When I face difficult times, it reminds me that they are temporary. It will finish. Much like the tradition saying, this too shall pass. Bu da geçer yahu. It keeps me from being overwhelmed by sadness. On the other hand, it also reminds me that beautiful moments and good days are not permanent either. This realization leads to my final motto, Carpe Diem, or seize the day. Because everything has an end, I believe we must value every moment, stay present, and make the most of our time with our students and loved ones. So three of them.
Wonderful. Three of them. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Rajam, for talking about your mottos with us here. All right. And now I ask all my questions, and now we're gonna move the second part of our session, live session, which is quick fire questions part. So this is our new part of our live sessions. I'm gonna ask you some actually not questions but options, and you choose one of it without thinking lots of time. I just give you two options and you choose one of it. Okay,
Shoot
let's
them.
get started. Okay, that's my
Okay.
quiz. Ready?
Yeah. Yeah,
Good.
I'm ready.
All right. So, online teaching or face to face?
Of course, face to face.
Lesson plan or spontaneous ideas?
Always spontaneous ideas.
Okay.
My thing
Pair
is this
work?
in science and art center.
I see. Pair work or group work?
Pay work.
Good. Morning classes or afternoon classes?
We are always in the evening classes.
That's great. Okay, wonderful. And homework or no homework?
No homework.
Wonderful. And stickers or verbal phrase?
I always use verbal phrases. I
Great.
encourage them with my
Motivation?
words.
I see. Motivation or discipline?
Motivation, of course.
Control or trust?
Trust.
Good. And planning ahead or adapting on the spot?
Adapting on the spot.
All right. And red pen or green pen?
Red pen. But we don't need it. We don't have exams, but I always, while taking notes, I use red pen.
Nice one. Staff room or classroom?
Sometimes classrooms, but sometimes staff room. It
Oh, I
changes
see.
according to our moods, indeed,
I see. Okay. And the last one. 1 more minute or time is up?
Time is up. It's enough.
Okay. It's wonderful. Thank you very much, hocam. Now I ask
I
all
thank you
my
very much.
questions.
It was very,
And yes.
it was fun. I couldn't understand how the time passed, so it was enjoyable. Thank you very much, and I want to thank our watchers who ever watching us now. I want to thank them too.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Selçuk hocam. And before ending it, would you like to add anything else? Do you have any suggestions or advice to our audiences, to listeners?
I work in Manisa Science and Arts Center. It is in Şehzadeler district, I think. And whenever you need, if you want to ask anything about Science and Arts Centers, I will be there and ready to help you. You are always welcome to our school.
It's wonderful. It's great to hear that. Thank you very much, Selçuk hocam. And one more time, I want to say thank you very much for your suggestions, for your ideas, and especially your precious time. You spend your time with us here tonight. Thank you. Thank you very much, hocam.
As I said at the beginning, whenever you want, I'm here and ready to help you in everything, for everything.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And Selçuk Gürlekoğlu was with us tonight with Teacher Talks and 232nd session, and we had a fruitful session with him. And as you know that we are going to be here next week at the same time on the same day, every Monday, like 9 p.m. Turkey's time. And until the next time, wherever you are, of course, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. And please take care of yourselves and take care of yourself, Selçuk hocam. And bye-bye, everybody, and peace.
Peace.